I call human resources to order, and the first two things on the agenda are basically human resources.
Thank you, sir.
Approve the agreement with New York State for early intervention program and public health nursing. We have a motion?
Who's got all the agenda?
You're on it. There's a cover. How many on your committee, Ray?
How many?
Yeah, we have
One,
one.
two, three.
Hey, Kurt.
We got Fred,
Fred, you, Fred, oh,
Peter,
Pete's here,
Four people.
and Jimmy.
and Jim. All right,
That's four.
okay.
All right, just before we go on, hold on.
Got a motion by Fred.
On
Is there a second on the first resolution there?
Second, hold on.
Okay.
Is there a motion on Ways and Means?
We don't need it, I don't think.
I think you do.
Yes, you do.
Oh, we do up there? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a
So
motion.
moved. Second. You got those, Jimmy, before we
Yep,
go any
go
further?
ahead.
Is there any discussion on this? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried for human resources. You want to
Is
vote?
you
All
got a
in
motion and a
favor?
second on Ways and Means?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. This is $600,000. This is 1/12 of 15,873.
Well, that's the second one, the escrow.
Okay. Oh, the escrow account, right. But it's for early intervention.
Yeah.
We didn't vote yet.
Okay. We're just going with the agreement so far?
Everyone we're voting on.
Okay.
We voted on it.
Yeah, there's two agreements.
You need it.
All right.
I ended this group.
We need a motion and
No, we need a
we've got a motion in Ways and Means?
Yeah.
And second.
And a second, okay. All those in favor of Ways and Means?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, the second one is authorize escrow account that Dennis was talking about for the early intervention program for public health nursing. And like he said, that's 1/12 of our annual cost has to be put in this escrow account so that the state can draw the money out of there to pay the bills. So,
That's, 1/12 is 15,800, so 15 times 12 is,
That would be the initial amount, and then they would bill monthly depending on how much they spend, and we have to replenish it every month.
I have a motion.
So we gotta keep 15,000.
that's on, we budgeted this, all this money, this is just the formal contract,
Fred,
right
Fred
now?
makes the motion.
There is a budget amendment involved, but it's only because we have to now do some services. We've always been doing the services with our staff, but they now have to go through this fiscal agent as well. So only the state could come up with this idea.
Yeah,
We have to take some of this
and
money
Fred made the motion.
that we're paying to the fiscal agent, they're actually gonna pay to us. We have to pay them to pay us back. And that's what the budget amendment is about. There is a small budget amendment.
May I
That's the
have a
first
second?
contract.
Actually, I don't know, now that I think of it, I don't think I think because of where we are in the year, I don't think we did the budget amendment yet, because we have plenty of money at the moment.
Okay.
But there will be a budget amendment down the line.
I got a motion and a second.
They're paying all the providers, and we are also gonna be a provider.
We gotta keep
of
all
management
the
services.
15 grand.
So we're signing the same agreement all of our vendors are signing with the state. That's the first.
Yeah, it's in our budget.
And then, so we're putting the money in there, and then all the money goes out to pay the vendors, and we're one of the vendors for management services. That's that first contract.
Talk about hoops.
Wow. Very creative.
You got both, okay. We need a motion on Ways and Means to establish this escrow account?
I'll make the motion.
Second. You got, where you got it, Jimmy?
Go ahead.
Okay, any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
All those in favor for human resources?
Aye.
Is there anyone that wants to bring anything up for human resources?
I got something, Doug.
Peter?
Where are we with prenatal care? Are we doing it anymore or not? 0 to 5?
I don't know one of
Well, 0 to 5 may come under some of this early intervention stuff,
Yeah.
but not necessarily prenatal.
Okay. Well, I don't.
Prenatal is
But
But did- I seem to remember that.
not 3 to
It's
5.
being done for that other service.
What is it?
That's
But we don't
pre-zero.
do it
Minus
minus the
1 to
initial,
0.
we do the
Yeah.
initial
Minus-
exams
yeah,
and
minus
whatever, and then it
0.9
gets,
or-
they go to a different agency, and I can't remember, it escapes me right now. Well, that- Right, Bernie? I'm-
What's that? Yeah, there's nobody in Herkimer County, but they
Right.
get them up to you.
We do the initial exam or whatever it is, and then they get
Well, what-
placed
We
in.
transfer.
I seem to remember, I don't know what the acronym stands for, a POPS grant. You remember the POPS grant? It was 15K.
Yeah, I
We
can
got
give
the
you-
grant,
I can
then we
give
gave
you-
it
no,
back.
I can give you a little update on that.
Why do we give it back?
Well, they haven't given it back yet, because I think they have to cancel that grant, because they're not gonna buy the van. They were gonna use it to buy a van, but with everything that's going on over there now, they don't feel they can handle that program at the moment and buy the van. So that health management corp, whatever it is, it's a nonprofit that funds these kinds of things, wants their money back naturally. So we have to give their money back. I'm not sure if we're gonna need to do a resolution on that or not, but we definitely have to give them their money back, because that program is at least put off for now.
We didn't spend it though, did we? Brett?
No,
Okay.
no.
What is that acronym again? POPS?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
So we're not gonna get that 15K then, probably?
Actually, we have it.
I know,
They
but we're
gave
gonna
us
give it
money.
back.
We have to give it back, yeah.
Okay, may I have a motion to adjourn Human Resource Committee?
I'll make that
Okay,
motion.
man,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Dennis, it's all
Okay.
yours.
All right, we need a motion to authorize refunds of corrected tax rolls over $2,500.
Kurt made a motion,
Second.
Bernie seconded.
Okay, as you know, we've authorized the treasurer to do things under 2,500, but there's obviously one, I imagine some that have come in over 2,500, and now we need to authorize that.
You want me to summarize that, Dennis?
Sure, go ahead if you do.
There was a $2,800.29 bill sent to Residential Alternatives. It was a village tax bill that was mistakenly levied on them. They are wholly tax exempt. This is for the provision of some village services that they mistakenly put on the village tax. It was then re-levied on our town and county tax bill improperly. And so that is going to be corrected and be corrected to 0.
It was for how much, 2,800?
2,800 and change.
Okay.
Okay. We've got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Amend the budget for 9780 to extend indigent legal services grant from 2011. Bernie, you want to handle that? Do you know it?
Yeah, that grant was, we originally amended the budget in 2011 for that money, but nothing ever happened with it with Keith Bauer's office. But last year in the fall, we tried to revive it again. I believe the actual grant was extended through into 2013, but he's looking to extend it again, which they tell him that it won't be a problem, he can extend it again. He is at this point looking for, they've already approved $917 of it, but he is looking to do something for much or all of the rest of it. So rather than keep coming every time he gets something approved, we probably should just appropriate the entire $9,780. We haven't received any of this yet, but they have approved his claim for $917, which we would need to reimburse him for.
Okay. What I've got here is the 9,700, he wants to appropriate it to supplies, 3,250, contracted services to 5,200,
Right.
and miscellaneous expenses to 1,330 to consume the 9,700.
Yeah, and the miscellaneous expenses would be training,
Okay.
and the contracted services would be additional office help, I guess, over there somehow, which he does not have at the moment. And he's also looking at an additional approximately $20,000 grant on top of this one that they're also telling him we should get shortly. So he's looking into how to deal with the grant.
Bernie, 3 years ago, there was indication that the state was gonna help us more with indigent defender services. That didn't materialize the way they originally discussed it, right?
No, well, what they were doing is they told us we had to do a maintenance of effort with it, and so if you couldn't use that money just to pay back for the same amount that we did, so if it happened to be that the next year you had the same or less indigent services, which we really don't have that much control over, they took the money away.
Okay.
Now, they have changed the formula on that to be not quite as bad as taking it away, so we are getting more than we did that one year, but it's still not.
I mean, from the time the discussion started, that the state was gonna help us with indigent defender, it went up and then it disappeared, the
Yeah.
bottom dropped out of it.
Right,
Yes.
yeah, but it's better, I believe, than it was. But they're
But
still
is
looking,
this the
what they're
vehicle
looking
that's
for us,
granting?
I think, they
This
took
is
some
the
of the
vehicle,
money and are
right?
using the grant now specifically to target new spending to try to help us save money somehow.
But we can't.
But there
use it.
still is some other money that we get too.
I mean, the money is earmarked, you can't use it for attorney's fees, right? It's to.
This money you can't, no.
This money you can.
Right.
Okay. All right, all those in,
Motion.
is there a motion?
I'll say, oh, you got me?
No, we need a motion.
I'll say.
You've got a motion, right, Jimmy?
Smith.
Smith, all right, now I need a second.
Okay, Bernie second.
This amends the budget for 9780 to extend indigent legal services grant from 2011. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, salary schedule 3, we're gonna, crime victims coordinator position, amend the salary.
Yeah, I gotta talk a little bit about this. The person that was serving in that position resigned. This is a position that's grant funded. We get about $5,300, or $53,000. And that has covered, up till now, has covered that entire position because the employee we had opted not to take county health insurance.
Yes.
So it saved us a lot of money. What has happened now, that person has left. We don't know who the district attorney is gonna hire into that position, but there's a chance that person will opt for a higher level of benefit, meaning they may opt for our health insurance. And we're afraid that the $53,000 that we get from the state isn't gonna cover all the benefits. And my understanding was when we did this, that as long as it was covered by the grant, the position is good. So I talked over the district attorney, we're proposing to lower that salary down to $30,000. However, after talking to Jim Franchi today, it's my understanding that because this is a CSEA position, we have to get the union's agreement on that. And I'm not 100% sure we're gonna get that. I'm trying to work with them on that and explain the situation.
The current base is 37,274.
Yep,
And we're looking to try to adjust that down to
a
30,000.
base of 30, meaning a new person coming in, we would pay 30,000, so.
Okay, so may we act then without that?
What I talked to Jim today, what I would like to do is get committee approval for this, with the thought of having a resolution next Wednesday, and hopefully be able to negotiate with the union between now and then. If not, we'll have to pull the resolution, and we'll have to sit down with the district attorney and determine what we're gonna do with this position. Whether the county's gonna be willing to kick some money into this, or cut the position down in hours, or how are we gonna do it to stay within the grant money? Because we only get $53,000 from the state. So we'll
May
talk.
he hire without budget? He may not hire, right, without that in place?
Right,
He can't hire at the higher salary today.
Right now, he'd have to hire at the higher salary. The
Right.
37 is the salary right now. Until this legislature takes action, and my understanding is we also need the union approval to lower this salary.
Right.
I'm not sure they're in agreement with us on this, so.
But right now, the position's vacant.
The position's vacant, we've put an ad out, he's getting resumes in, and he's gonna start his interview process probably early next week. So we'll have to come to a resolution with what we're gonna do by next week.
How quickly can you resolve this with the union?
Probably not quickly, but I hope before next Wednesday.
Wait a minute. Billings did this.
I hope before next Wednesday. If not, I'll talk to Jim, we'll have to pull the resolution, we'll have to sit down with the district attorney and try to figure out how we're gonna work this out. Whether we're gonna be willing to kick some money in, or The unknown is the person he hires and what level of benefits they're gonna need. Are they gonna opt for family health insurance? Will they not need health insurance? You know, that's really a deciding factor. And we can't tell the person you can have the job if you don't take health insurance. We don't have that right. It's a union position, governed by the bargaining unit, you know, the collective bargaining agreement says you can have health insurance if you opt for it. They'd have to pay their percentage, but it's still a cost to us, so. So I think what I'm looking for is committee approval for the 30, resolution next week, and hopefully we'll get something worked out with the union between now and next Wednesday.
Is there a motion?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 7 is approve a staffing extension in the county treasurer's office. Steve?
Yep, this is, this started last year. If you remember, our junior accountant retired, and you guys had authorized back in 2012 150 hours, which didn't all get used. They only used a little bit in 2012, and she came back and asked for those hours to go into 13. You authorized 30 hours into 2013, but that isn't gonna cover it. So she's asking for another 35 hours, about $738.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
We get a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
Steve, so she used up the ones that we allocated for 2013, she already used them up or not?
Originally, she'd asked for 150 and you approved it, and she only used about 10 hours of that 150. So into 2013, she said, can I bring the 140 hours in? You guys said no, but we'll let you bring 30 in and see where you're at. And that's what happened. She brought 30 of the original balance of 140 in. That isn't gonna quite get the training done. She needs another 35 hours. So she's still well below the initial 150 that was offered.
She's in, she's in half.
She get half.
Yep. Any more discussion?
That's one long.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. And number 8 is legislation that authorizes the extension of the additional sales and compensating use tax. Which one is it?
It's the 1/4% for the correctional facility.
Spend it for a day,
Now, what's this, the home rule message we said we
Yeah.
have to send to Albany? Okay.
No, the 1%'s in place, is the additional 1/4%. I think.
Aren't the one,
I thought it was.
the one and a quarter are together?
Yeah,
So it must be the one.
okay.
One,
let's
that
look
one's
at-
every 2 years, and the original
And it-
sales tax is
yeah, I
every
think-
3.
I
It's
think
every
Bernie's-
5.
Bernie's right.
Right?
It's the
5 on the
1/4.
3%, and every 2 years on the 1 and a quarter.
And this expires at the end of 2013, so we need to get it going this term.
This is a 6-month process
Yeah.
altogether.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Anything else for Ways and Means?
Motion adjourned. Second?
All in favor?